Oh, we are going to do it after now? Oh, great, great.
Mic check, mic check. Check, check.
Let me know when I'm clear. Yeah. All right. Testing. All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony for the Merrill Place II project. It's a great day for the city of Detroit and an even greater day for the Virginia Park neighborhood. Yes, yes. My name is Sauda Ahmad-Green, and I am the owner and principal of S&S Development Group and Merrill Development LLC, the companies responsible for the development of this great project. The Merrill Place II project is the second phase of a three-phase project. I completed Merrill Place I in 2012, which is right behind us here. It was 6 townhouse units, and I did that. And then what we're hoping to do, when I say me and my team, is as soon as this is done, complete phase 3 of the project, which will be another 27 units. So Merrill Place is going to be 27 1- and 2-bedroom apartment homes. I am thrilled to say that 14 of those units are affordable to families with incomes at or below 60% AMI. So that is a feat there. I just really want to just shine some light on that. I'm really happy to be able to contribute to the critical need of affordable housing that the city is in dire need of right now. I'm a proud Detroiter. I am an even prouder product of this neighborhood. Growing up 2 blocks away from here even, I have family and friends that still reside in this neighborhood, and it is very important to me. When I started on this journey 17 years ago, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It was the same year that I graduated from law school, and I took a chance. I took a chance in my neighborhood, and I bought a burned out, dilapidated, rundown building, and that chance turned into the Merrill Place I project. It's been a journey to the finish line. It's been a marathon and not a sprint, right? And I didn't get here alone, and there are a lot of people that I owe gratitude and thanks to that helped me along the way. First and foremost, I want to give my thanks to God for instilling with me the strength and fortitude and patience to see this through. I need to thank my family, my husband, and my children for their love and their support, my parents, my brothers, and my sisters, and all my extended family and my friends. I have to thank the money, right? It takes a whole lot of money to do this, and I have a lot of financial partners in this with me. First and foremost, I want to thank the Michigan State Housing Development Authority and my team there, Ryan Kay and John Hunt. I need to thank the City of Detroit and my team at the city, the mayor's office, of course, and the city council. Larry Cartonar, Terry Smith, and Megan McGrill got this over the line for me with the city, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. The MEDC, I have to thank Brittany Hoskew. Brittany is no longer with the MEDC, but her contribution to that $1 million grant, invaluable. Wouldn't have gotten done without without Brittany. So thank you, Brittany, and of course, Julius Edwards at the MEDC as well. I need to thank Senair, my Senair team, right? Wayne Boda, I don't think Wayne is here, but he saw some early promise in the Merrill Place project, and he started with me early, and Ben Stahauer over at Senair got this over the finish line. I have a ton of supportive financing, so there's a lot of quiet money that goes into these deals that don't get all the accolades, early seed money and late money. So I'd like to thank Detroit Lisk for that early seed money. They provided some real key dollars in the beginning, so I'd like to thank David Blaskowitz and Brandon Ivory there. My Capital Impact family, Capital Impact Partners family, I was a graduate of the 2018 Equitable Developer Initiative, and I met some great people there. Elizabeth Luther, not sure if Elizabeth made it, and Michelle Matthews just provided a lot of support and key help. And last but not least in that supportive financing stack was the EBR Loan Fund. Now, EBR came through in the late stage, the late leg of this game, and brought in some key working capital. and liquidity financing to help bolster my project to get me over the finish line. So I got to thank EBR for that. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks to everybody that's helped in this. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the great mayor of our city, the 75th mayor of our city, Mr. Mike Duggan. Thank you.
All right. How about a big hand for Sauda Ahmad-Green? Isn't this a beautiful fall day in Detroit? It seems like we're at a special time. People are moving back to the city every week. I think Council President and I are at another announcement of another housing project, but this one is special. A daughter of Detroit, building in Detroit, new housing for Detroiters. This is, I think, all of our dreams. And if you can imagine a young girl walking down these streets, and Sauda said she lived Virginia Park just a couple blocks from here, and think about what happens to so much of our young talent. Many of our young folks say, I don't like what's happening in the city, they move out. Others stay and complain about how things are. Sauda walks down the street and says, that burned out building in my neighborhood can be restored. That vacant lot over there can be beautiful housing. This is how we're going to turn this city around. When those who are from the city and who love the city decide to put themselves into the city. And so great leadership, and of course the whole team, you're going to hear from all of them. Gary Heidel, who's been a great partner in Michigan, Rod Hardeman, who's been behind many projects, and a whole team of folks who made this possible. But it was done because of a leader. And the fact that you're going to have 27 new units here and more than half of them set aside for low-income residents, that's what this neighborhood should be. People of all incomes. I want the folks over at Henry Ford Hospital, the doctors and the nurses, living in the same building with the folks pushing the wheelchairs or working in the cafeteria. That's what the city of Detroit's about. That's what this project's going to be about. And I just wanted to be here and to say congratulations. And my partner in every single one of these housing projects coming across the city. I've been a champion for affordable housing for 10 years, and the council member from this district. Welcome, Council President Mary Sheffield.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to District 5. For those who are do not reside in this area, it is such an honor to be here to congratulate this entire team to bring this amazing development that will welcome 27 families to this historic area, Virginia Park. We are extremely excited to welcome this beautiful facility that will be home to so many, hopefully, Detroiters. Addressing the need for affordable housing has been at the forefront since I've been here in office, and I can tell you firsthand that we get calls, we get emails, people come down to public comment, always talking about the need for safe, quality, affordable housing. And not just the need for housing, but a lot of the sentiment is that we want to be included in the new revitalization that is taking place in this city. We want to be a part of the new development. All of these new buildings that we're seeing with housing, how do we be a part of those developments? And that was really why I created and sponsored and passed the first ever inclusionary housing ordinance that we have in Detroit. And that ordinance really created and changed the landscape of how housing is done in Detroit. And so now what we're seeing in this area, massive amount of redevelopment, an incredible amount of investment that would take place here with Henry Ford, the Detroit Pistons, Michigan State University, tons of money and investment in new housing will be here. But what's so special is that in the midst of all of that is we'll have mixed incomes in the middle of all of it, that affordable housing, that inclusion will take place because of the ordinance that was passed. So I could not be more proud to actually see the ordinance play out every day in our communities. We now have inclusion in housing so that everyday Detroiters of all incomes have access to quality, affordable housing. And lastly, what makes this project so extremely special is to have a woman of color on that. Let's give it up for that. Who I never oftentimes see do development projects in our community. So we have a woman-led project right here in our community that is from this area, grew up in Detroit, and it shows that not only can we be a part of the revitalization in our community, but we can also develop and build the Detroit that we're seeing today. So congratulations to all that were involved, and I'm looking forward to welcoming the new residents in this community.
Thank you, Mayor Duggan and Mary Sheffield, for those remarks. Next, I'd like to bring up the Director of the Housing and Revitalization Department for the City of Detroit, Julie Schneider.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Julie Schneider. I'm the Director of the Housing and Revitalization Department. Our mission each day is to make sure that through sound and transparent investment of funding, providing direct services, that housing and neighborhoods are available, affordable, and accessible for all Detroiters in all Detroit neighborhoods. There are people in similar positions in other countries or other cities in this country that have to really work with the mayor and city council to convince them that affordable housing needs to be a priority. I am really fortunate that that has never been a conversation I've had to convince either our council president, our mayor, or our council of, and we are working together to try to make sure affordable housing is available in all of our neighborhoods. On behalf of the more than 230 people who work daily in the department to make our mission possible, I want to congratulate Sauda and the SNS development team to make today a reality. In 2018, we launched an initiative to preserve and develop 12,000 affordable housing units in the city of Detroit because we wanted to make sure that affordable housing was leading the efforts to restore our neighborhoods rather than a reaction to it. You've undoubtedly heard about some of the major investments that have been announced in this area with the Motown Museum expansion, with Henry Ford. Major investments like that can bring great opportunities and new jobs to an area, but it also makes sure, it also kind of emphasizes the reason that you need to be investing in affordable housing now as neighborhoods are developing to make sure that all can continue to participate and live in an area. That's why the City of Detroit invested $3 million, including $2 million from American Rescue Plan Act funding into this deal. Those dollars are helping to make so many affordable housing developments happen. We were at a development announcement last week, a couple weeks ago. It's all working together to bring these projects into reality today. Of course, converting projects like this from concept to reality takes a huge team, as has been mentioned before. But because my job is to make sure affordable housing continues to be developed and preserved, I want to make sure to thank everybody who's played a role in this. Of course, thanking Mayor Duggan, City Council, Council President Mary Sheffield, MISHTA, MEDC, SENER, LISC, Capital Impact Partners, Rob Hardiman, and the Abiara Fund. On my team, I'd like to thank Larry Katrinar, Megan McGreal, Terry Smith, and Brian Coe. But today, I also want to make to especially congratulate Sauda and the SNS development team on this significant accomplishment. It's always special when we get to celebrate the groundbreaking of affordable housing, but the events have a different feel to them when it's a Detroiter who's doing the development. Friends and family come and celebrate the event with them, making them really special days. So thank you for being here, and congratulations to the team.
Thank you, Julie, for those remarks. Next, I'd like to bring to the podium Mr. Gary Heidel, Chief of Staff for the Michigan State Housing Development Authority.
Well, it's a real pleasure for me to be here today. I have to tell you, I've been at many of these groundbreakings and openings over the years, and it's the one thing that really makes you feel really good when you're doing really good work. You just can't beat it. And so for those people who work on these, I know conversations today, it's sometimes not easy. It takes a lot of thinking, but this is what happens when you finish it. It's all good. And I'm really happy here today to be representing Governor Whitmer, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, and Amy Hovey, who is the new Executive Director at MSHDA. She's been on that job now for 8 months. She's doing a great job. I'd like to say she is also the first female to be the Executive Director of MSHDA, so we've got a little success that we're celebrating there. And this project is especially a good project for us because what it does is we know that people are looking for more affordable housing. It's part of the crisis that's been going on in this city and other cities in Michigan and throughout the state. And this one really helps check that box of providing more affordable housing, but it does more than that. And that's really what makes it so successful, in that it puts residents closer to jobs, transportation, healthcare, recreation, and entertainment. And that's what we have to be doing more of, is those kind of things that really make a quality of life better. The other thing it's doing is, as you all know, the governor has a goal of 75,000 affordable new units or rehab units over the next 5 years. And this project helps check the box on doing that. It's 14 units and every little bit counts. Over the times that I've spent doing this kind of work, there's one thing that I've always noticed. It takes a collaboration to make it happen. I've really, really enjoyed working with the city of Detroit and the mayor and his team, and frankly, 3 or 4 past mayors too that I've had a chance to work with. So it's really a pleasure to do that, but also it's the other people that come into the collaboration. Good friends of ours at Senair who are part of it, been a part of it. Capital Impact Partners, LISC, who we worked a lot with, MEDC, who is our partner on so many projects, and the new firm, IBRA. I was really glad to hear about them and what they're doing. But I got to tell you, there's one thing that draws this all together. You've heard it here today, and that's the champion of the project. It's the developer, whether a for-profit or a nonprofit, and the people they work with on the ground level, and that's what makes it happen. And you just can't give them enough credit and the tenacity you have to be able to put a deal like this together. And I've heard from a few people the tenacity to work with MSHDA too. So we are working on those kind of things to improve our processes. I am very, very pleased that Sauda is first MSHDA deal. So congratulations. And that is a real accomplishment, as some more experienced developers would tell you. So we're looking forward to more deals coming up and working in this area. Jeff, this has always been one of our favorite areas to work in. So on behalf of the State Housing Authority, the governor, we really appreciate being here and look forward to doing more work in this area.
Thank you, Gary, for those remarks. You made a comment about collaboration and groundwork, and I'd be remiss without making a comment and giving a great thank you to some unofficial development team members that worked with me, that support me every day to make this dream come true. I don't see some of them here, but I'm going to mention their names so that they can receive their recognition. Kimberly Reed Thompson. Teresa Geyser. Willie Norwood did not live to see this day, but I know he is smiling and shining down today on this whole event. So Willie Norwood. And last but not least, a very dear friend and mentor, Richard Hosey. He wouldn't want me to spend too much time talking about him, but let me just say, without Richard and his all of his support, receiving text message and phone calls at all odd hours of the day and night, I would not be here today without Richard's support. So thank you, Richard. I want to thank you a lot. I need to also thank the next speaker that's coming to the podium, Mr. Rod Hardiman. He is a 20-year native Detroiter and with lots of experience here in the city of Detroit. And Rod has provided me with some invaluable support. And I want to welcome him to the podium now. Come on, Rod.
Good afternoon. Let's take a moment and kind of soak this in. When we founded Ebiera on Juneteenth of 2022 with our partners Kresge and Invest Detroit. This was the day we dreamed about. The day when we could support Black and brown development firms to help them grow and scale. You know, sometimes we like to confuse these moments of being only charitable. This is good business for the city. This is good business for the community. S&S development led by Sauda is an example of what happens when talented individuals and firms, no matter where their station in life started at, receive the capital and support they need to grow and scale. You get to days like this. But let's not forget what this also means for every young person, every other person of color, and every little girl out there that gets to see a development firm of scale and significance that's led by this phenomenal Black woman. We have to create narratives and norms that change the mentality of their future, right? And S&S does that, and Sauda's leadership does that. So we're happy to be a partner and support. Our capital was maybe at the end to help her get over the finish line, but she was going to get there anyway. Her tenacity and her ability to weather every storm made sure. So we're proud to be a partner in this project and hopefully support many more deals that she does. Thank you.
Thank you, Rod. The next speaker I'd like to introduce is someone that provided a lot of early support and leadership for me. He opened a lot of doors, and I really am thankful for him. So I'd like to introduce our 74th mayor of the city of Detroit, former Mayor Dave Bing.
Good afternoon. I'm here to congratulate Sauda for the dream that she had. I know I met her several years ago, and we had the opportunity to sit down and talk about what she was doing and what she wanted to do. And I wasn't sure at that time, like so many of us, we have doubts about ourselves as to whether or not things that we want to get involved in, things that we dream about, whether those dreams can become reality. And when you look at what she's been able to do, she'll be the first one to tell you she may have had the dream, but she put the team together. So there are a lot of people that are here that are responsible for this day. As I look at and hear about the different organizations that are supporting her from a financial standpoint, I oftentimes wonder, where were they? Because I remember when I was in office, we couldn't borrow money. It was very, very difficult times in the city of Detroit. And to have the mayor and his staff and so many others that are coming together to make so many dreams realities. So I want to congratulate you and your team of very experienced, capable people. This neighborhood is going to change because of the dream that you had. And I just want to say to you, thank you for not giving up on your dream. Thank you for investing in Detroit. Thank you for investing in the community where you grew up. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mayor Bing. Finally, I'd like to bring up our next speaker. He would tell you that today is my day, and he would echo that, as much as he could. But honestly, I share this day with him. He is a bright and just a very knowledgeable person to have on my team, that I've had on my team from the beginning of this. He has been in the trenches with me, and he just really has been a supporter. And he's believed in my dream up until the very end, up until this day, right, up to the finish line. So I need to bring to the podium my consultant and my dear friend, Brian Watkins.
Good afternoon. Oh, come on, you all can do better than that. Good afternoon. Sauda, thank you for the gracious introduction. Now, I want to tell everybody, now I come from a family of long-winded preachers. But, I'll share with you this. They told me anytime you're asked to be on program, it's always good to be brief, so I'll do just that. So it's almost a divine confluence of events that our worlds had an opportunity to collide in this way. When you acquired the site, I was actually with the City of Detroit's Planning and Development Department, and when you started visioning the real property, I was at the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, and it wasn't until I transitioned from Warren Evans' staff that we'd even met. And I can clearly remember our friend, who's now in Bloomington, Minnesota, Mayor Bing, Carla Henderson, telling me, hey, there's a young, black, female attorney that's putting together a development project, and I think you all should meet. And from there, we were able to coalesce in the greatest way possible to bring you to where you are today. And I'd like to take a moment to place this group in Sauda's shoes for just a moment. An attorney working in the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, Mayor Duggan, you know a little bit about that place, by day, ensuring that our city is safe, and then leaving for the day, managing children and a household, and taking the final few hours out of 24 to pour over sources, uses, applications, NOFAs, subcontractor bids, and architectural drawings. Sauda is truly the female version of Clark Kent and Superman. But wait a second, I'll double down and I'll add the fact that other externalities added to the difficulty of this project, not just for this team, but for every local developer that's here. How many of y'all remember 2 weeks to stop the spread of COVID? Who remembers that? Well, guess what? It turned out to be 2 years for the development community. Financing became difficult and construction costs ballooned to all-time highs. Busting performers all over the place, including the one for this project, Merrill Place II. And everything that could get in the way of getting these very important affordable housing units into the market seemed to happen all at once. But I want you to look around. The people on this site today saw fit to commit to making this development happen. And I want to take this opportunity to thank the mayor's administration, Detroit City Council, city department heads, the MEDC, MISTA, Ibiara, Invest Detroit, Kresge, and every financing partner that saw what this project would be and decided to help move it forward. And for that, each of you deserves a thunderous round of applause. Now, I'm basically done with my remarks, so I think I spared this group a full sermon. But there are a couple of things that I'd like to say, and then I'll get out of the way. To the leadership of our fine city and our state agency partners that stand behind me, never, ever stop supporting the Sauda Ahmad-Greens of the city of Detroit. Because Rod Hardiman and Sue Mosey and Richard Hosey, they'll tell you with great confidence that there are more of her out here. They're ambitious, they're hardworking, and they're in tune to the needs of our city. Black and brown developers that will seek your support, and beyond the shadow of a doubt, they will deliver amazing real estate development results with your investment. And finally, Sauda, I speak to you, and I'm offering you these very familiar, encouraging words of historical scripture. And they remind us that the race is not given to the swift. And I'm so glad that you didn't dwell on the immediate and visible results when we started this project. But you worked, you battled, you fought, you cussed. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tell you about that part. Until we came to this day and this hour. But before I sit down, I don't want you to ever think that this is the finish line. Because I see there are other parcels that are over there in front of me, behind me, and by my side that require the tenacity of a Sauda Ahmad-Green and SNS development to be developed for the people of the city of Detroit. And I'm done when I say this. Sauda, eyes have not seen, nor have ears heard about the great things that you will do in this city. Today, it's 1312 Seward Street in Merrill Place II. But tomorrow, it's the world. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this wonderful development, and congratulations.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Brian. I don't even know how I follow that. Amen, right? That will conclude our speakers for this wonderful groundbreaking ceremony. I want to take the time to thank each and every one of you for coming out to celebrate with us, to celebrate with me. And I just hope that you will be and come and witness the ribbon cutting, right, in about 18 months, right? We're going to have a shovel in the ground this month. So drive by, take the, right, watch the status, right, and see how it all develops over the next 18 months. I appreciate you all, and thank you so much. Have a good rest of the afternoon. Oh, I'm sorry, may I have the speakers join me to the right here at the dirt pile for the groundbreaking. Thank you.
Rod can give up his hat.
You put one on? Okay.
You have an extra? We good? No, we have two more. For the and Gary Hyder.
So you ready?
I gave that one to you. Thank you. All right, get in there. Ryan, get in there.
Everybody look up. All right. Slowly lift the dirt up. Gary, you can't have my name messing up, man. Just drop it. It don't fit.
Yeah, it don't fit. My head's too big.
All right, lift your dirt up. Mr. Mayor, lift your dirt up. And then we're going to turn it all at the same time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, turn. Woo!